What is up, guys? Got a quick update for y'all. We went fishing yesterday and had a little snafu with the boat. Luckily it was easy. We're on the water and went to trim down the outboard. Wouldn't trim down. The buttons worked on the outboard. However, my buttons did not work on the controls. So here, I'll show you guys this real quick. I already fixed it. Well, I rigged it for us to get on, take care of stuff yesterday. But we had a short, so I took this cover off, and this is the down trim wire right there. It had severed due to a pinch point within the harness. We got to fix it. To get us back up and running, took off this cover. It is right here. Bam. 2 screws. Pull the cover off. Tried to pull this off too, which I couldn't get. There's a screw here, right there. There's one in here too, but with what I had here on the water yesterday, couldn't do it. The trim, here is our trim connection right here. I pulled off this shroud as well to get access to this. There's, like, you can see where the boot is. There's a sliver in the boot. It's kind of tight, and I think it's was rubbing against the this screw here. Who knows? We're gonna pull this off, try to get this part of the handle off to access that and see how it's connected. Pull this entire wire off. We're gonna butt splice this with waterproof connections and self solder and go from there. However, you see that? You see this right here? Gosh, check this out. Let me show you something. This is hang on. Let me grab it. A little tight. Give me 1 second. So this right here is my live-in toolkit on the boat. Made this thing up so that way we have something on the water all the time. This is how I was able to fiddle with that thing yesterday. Screwdriver, a small socket set, small extension, metric, standard, just small sockets, channel locks, starting fluid, a little measurement bottle for 2-stroke oil. There is a replacement light for our anchor light. Over flares in here, of course, zip ties, crescent wrench, universal wrench, I guess would be the funnier thing to say, and a knife and a hatchet, whatever. Dude, this thing here, I put this together with some extra tools I had at the house. Lifesaver, bro. Lifesaver. So this thing, if you guys have a boat, you can go a little more extravagant to this. I'm missing electrical tape, so I need to put electrical tape in here, because that would have been an electrical tape situation. But luckily, nothing happened. Got it in a waterproof case. Oh, got something going on. Zip tie's pinched. Let's get that fixed. I'll go over this too with some of the necessities I think you want to have. We also have a first aid kit. That is right there. We'll go over that too. I'll make that a separate video. Man, you gotta have this stuff. So anywho, that allowed us to pull this off, get this undone. This I didn't have to cut this. It was already clipped. But I have fish pliers, needle nose. So I use these rusty puppies. Cut it, stripped it back, twisted it together. And look at this, boys. Listen to that. Up, down, fixed in a pinch. Let's do the rest of this video. We're gonna show you how to fix this right. We're gonna show you how to make it good as used. The right way to fix it, I guess, would be to buy a new harness. We ain't doing that. This still works just fine. We're gonna get some solder seal connections, stick it on this sucker here. We'll be in good shape. Let's get that going. All right, peep this. First thing we're gonna do, undo our trim connection. Right there, boom, that's free. Get it unwrapped. We should be pretty much free to go here. Now, I'm trying to get you guys in here as tight as I can. Now we're gonna take off the shroud. There's our boot right in there where it goes down. Let's see if we can take this cover off right here. The screw head was messed up, so we had to drill it out. And luckily we didn't mess it up. So here's our handle. Got our screw in here. Now we can undo this. A pair of channel locks. There's our screw. Now, I can probably then have to take this off. I'm gonna try to feed this out, get it in my hands, fix it, and feed it back in, so I can try to replace some of this coating. It's really hard down here at the bottom where it broke. We're just gonna check our plug and all that while we're in here. There we go. There's our trim. We'll put this boot back on, but see, this is how tight it is right here. It's really tight right here. And we're gonna trim back some of this stuff. Get some heat shrink tubing on here if we can. Inspect our wires. See, these are pinching too. You see how they're already bent? There's a cut right there, maybe from me. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna cut these, solder seal them, connect them together, and we'll put it back on. Let's get this rigged up. There's our tail. Here's our plug. We're gonna wire this sucker back together. Here's our marine grade tubing. We're gonna go with probably this one, this bigger one here, to go around all three at the same time, protect our connections. There's that. Here's our solder seal connectors. Pretty small gauge. We'll probably do these three here. 22 to 18 gauge wire. First things first, we're going to strip our wires. There's one. There's two. Three's already done. There's our plug side. Here's our switch side. There's one. There's two. Three's already done. Excuse me. Okay. There's one solder seal. Now we're going to match the colors. So we got green here. Unravel them a little bit. Move those other two out of the way. Green, green. Feed it through. This is the one that broke. If we can. There's our solder. We have our wires overlapping each other. Now it's time to heat it. Let it cool for a second. Got the solder in the middle of our connection. I like to heat the sides first, like you see here, where the red's nice and sealed up, and then melt the solder in the middle. Let that cool. Now our third and final. Well, my phone stopped recording because it got too hot, but I'm not sure how much it got on the last one. We redid our solder seals because I messed up and I forgot to put the heat shrink sealant on there. Got it on, got this back in. Our plug is dangling right here. That's where it goes, over there. We'll get that situated in just a second. Matter of fact, we'll do this part right now. Alright, I got it connected. It was a little hard with one hand, so there she is. Let's test our connections. Up and down work. Let's get this back together. We had to strip out that screw that was holding this top piece in, so I got us a longer screw. We'll see if it works. Get it set up. Got the fan going too. I'm gonna try to keep the phone cool. If it messes up the sound, I'm sorry. The struggle for you. It worked quite nicely, actually. Sweet. All right. We got this in, got this back on. Let's put this cover back on. We're gonna give that wire a little more relief. So okay, we gave ourselves a little more relief down below. Loosened up the wires. If you can see that or not, down here on the trim to give us more slop. Sorry about that. Right here, and more play right here. Go. See our wires in there, not getting pinched up. They are getting a little bent, however, but they are free to move. So not sure. I'll have to mess with that maybe some more. I'm not completely sold on it. Might actually, I don't know what I'm gonna do. We'll do this. Alright, so what we did, I pulled this black cover back off and we cut more of a relief, just to focus, in the black shroud. you can kind of see the down in the hole right there. There's a white, that's fiberglass down there. And that way now our wires have a lot more play whenever the throttle's being positioned. That's it. I'm gonna throw this back on and we'll be done. Okay, thanks for coming along with me on this journey, guys. This is simple stuff, just how to quickly correct and fix this. I mean, troubleshot it on the water, figure out what's going on, got us going with a simple twist up. Now that we're home, fixed it. We solder sealed them and heat shrink marine grade heat shrink them as well, so they have a double layer protection, even though this is a pretty dry spot on the boat. But yeah, man, if you have any questions or concerns or want to comment on something, hang on, buddy, give me a shout, reach out to me, subscribe if you like it. More truck stuff to come soon, I hope. We're always doing something. Thanks for checking it out. See you next time.